This weekend on CCX News, renaming a park, why Robbinsdale is moving forward with a name change. Sanborn Park is named after a family that, as it turns out, has a controversial past. I caught up with the city official to explain what the controversy is all about. For decades, the Robbinsdale Park overlooking Crystal Lake has gone by the name Sanborn Park.
It's just a nice, old-fashioned, small park.
It's an old-fashioned park that will soon be getting a facelift and a name change.
Sometimes we've got some blemishes in our history that we don't need to celebrate.
Robbinsdale City Manager Tim Sandvik is referring specifically to racial covenants.
Racial covenants, unfortunately not unique to Robbinsdale, not unique to the metro here, throughout the country existed in a variety of capacities and just had some abhorrent language that denied occupancy and ownership of a number of properties.
In the early 1900s, the Sanborn family owned much of the unplatted land in the area north of Crystal Lake. When the family started selling that land for development, the Sanborn Holding Company contained language in their deeds stating, "The property shall not be conveyed, mortgaged, or leased to any person or persons of Chinese, Japanese, Moorish, Turkish, Negro, Mongolian, or African blood or descent." That language is why city officials thought a name change would be appropriate.
I have confidence in saying that our city council is supportive of the renaming of Sanborn Park. To what that is, that'll be determined down the road.
The public will be asked to weigh in at a city council meeting on September 17th.
I think it would be of value to be as non-political and non-controversial as possible.
Ultimately, the council will decide what to call this popular gathering spot in the heart of the city. Two possibilities submitted for the name change: Shoreline Park and Castile Park, in honor of Philando Castile, a black man fatally shot by a police officer in 2016 during a traffic stop. A Brooklyn Center nonprofit's meal delivery program is actually more than a meal. In today's Newsmakers, Shannon Slatton sits down with Kalia Kennedy with CEAP to explain.
The CEAP Meals on Wheels program is really, we use the language, we're more than a meal. So a lot of people believe that Meals on Wheels is, I'm just going to deliver a meal, move on with the rest of my day. Our Meals on Wheels program is really about caring about our neighbors. It's really about connecting. It's those safety checks, and it's about providing a nourishing meal. So it's really about having a friend, a family member being taken care of in our community on a daily basis, even if your actual friend or family lives far away or can't be there.
And you've probably heard a lot of rewarding stories about the relationships that folks have with the people they're delivering meals to.
Yeah, and our Meals on Wheels volunteers are incredible. A lot of them have been with us for decades, and they really build those strong relationships with our Meals on Wheels participants. As a staff member, sometimes I do jump in and have to deliver a route, or we're doing a special campaign where some of our staff will go. And they're almost disappointed. They want their volunteer, they want their person, because that is such a strong bond. Because again, it's not, I'm delivering this meal to make sure I check the box and that you have what you need. It's that you have what you want, that you feel like you are a vital, strong, vibrant member of this community, and that you're honored in that way. And that's really important to us.
And how did those volunteers really rise to the challenge during COVID?
They did everything from, okay, we can't have contact, so I'm going to wave through a plate glass window, to I'm going to take them to get their COVID vaccines, to working with us as a small staff of how are we going to do this and how are we going to do this well, because we didn't need to not only prioritize safety, but health is a lot of things. So how do we make sure that these folks that are already isolated have connection during this really difficult time, and that they get the right information? Because during that time there was a lot of information for all of us swirling around, and to be able to have that personal connection to say, I see you, I feel you, I hear you, was paramount during that time.
Sure. You guys cover a much larger area than you used to. What does that look like?
It looks like growth, it looks like opportunity, it looks like taking what we've been able to accomplish in the last couple of decades and really build on that and really build capacity. So now we're in 14 cities. We serve 450 seniors on our current docket right now, and we're continuing to grow, and we're continuing to always ask the question, who else, what else? How can we continue to improve? How do we integrate more resources and services for this population that is so vital and so important and has so much wisdom? And we really feel that that's a priority for us, is to make sure that we are doing absolutely everything we can for the senior community.
All right, so for the viewers at home, what can they do to get involved or help you guys meet that need?
So there's so many things you can do, but the kind of two things that come to mind is volunteering your time. You know, we always say time, talent, treasure. So how do you bring those things to CEAP and especially to the senior community? So it's a really easy volunteer, 45 minutes, an hour, come pick up the meals, bring them on your route. No route's really longer than 45 minutes. And they're really fun. It's a really great time to see all these folks in their home. And then the second thing is CEAP just started a Neighbors Who Knock program, which is our monthly donation program to our Meals on Wheels. So that really helps us sustain all the operating costs, all the food costs, all the things that go into making such a significant program that covers 14 cities. And so if anybody's interested in that, there's plenty of information on our website.
All right, check out the website. Yeah. Kalia Kennedy with CEAP, thank you very much for being here today and telling us about this.
Thanks for having me.
A place in Plymouth is working to bring help and hope to thousands of people in need.
This is what needs to be done. I mean, we can all look around us, no matter where you are in this country, and see that there's a need. There's those that usually go unseen.
Plymouth nonprofit Coded in Love is hosting its 3,000 Acts of Kindness event on December 9th. The event provides clothing donations and services to the homeless. Right now, it's collecting donations for the event at Knowledge Computers in Plymouth. You can learn more at codedinlove.org.